This next clip is sort of funny, but it's also kind of sad. I don't know why. I kind of got bummed out watching it. Dr. Anthony Fauci was on CNN yesterday with Wolf Blitzer, and Wolf Blitzer tried to make a baseball analogy to the pandemic. And the analogy was, Dr. Fauci, you like baseball, I like baseball. If this pandemic were a baseball game, what inning would we be in? And Dr. Fauci just seeming exhausted, saying, Wolf, this isn't like baseball. But I actually think there is a baseball analogy that could be made that Dr. Fauci could use in the future. I'll tell you in a second, but let's take a look at the clip.
Where are we, Dr. Fauci, as a country right now in our fight against this virus? We're both baseball fans, for example. What inning are we in?
It's not like baseball, Wolf, because the inning that we're in is going to depend on how we respond. And that's the issue, because, if I say we're in the seventh inning, it's almost over, and we have surges like we're seeing throughout Europe and the rest of the world, and the threat of a surge that we're seeing now, it's not measured in innings anymore. It's measured on what we do to contain this.
Okay, so Dr. Fauci is correct in the sense that we're only in the seventh inning if people behave one way. And otherwise, it might really only be like the fourth inning or the fifth inning, and we'd have a long way to go. Here is me workshopping a better baseball analogy. Tell me what you think about this. Wolf, the pandemic isn't a game. It's really like a World Series where you have to win 4 games to actually win. So the question is, are we going to sweep this in 4, or is it going to go 7 because we don't finish off the virus as quickly as we could, right? That's the baseball analogy. What I can tell you, Wolf, is we have one more game to win, but will it be a sweep or will this go 7 games, right? You could even go further. Game 1, testing and controlling the spread. Game 2, scaling up testing and researching vaccines. Game 3, developing and testing the vaccines. Game 4, finishing vaccination to end the pandemic. And then next year, you might have another World Series, right? Variants, potentially new vaccines. The other baseball analogy I was thinking of that might work would be, listen, Wolf, we're in the 7th inning, but the virus is trying to catch up. And if they do, and we have a tie, then we go extra innings. And as you know, Wolf, extra innings can go on indefinitely until someone wins, and we don't want that. Every time a red state doesn't have enough people wanting the vaccine, the virus has just knocked in a single. If the virus gets enough of these singles, it's going to start putting runs up on the board. Am I going too far with this? Regardless, we all share Dr. Fauci's exhaustion with this. If it's game 4 and you can finish it off or have to play another game, you power through the exhaustion. And that's what we're hopefully doing with 3.5 million vaccinations a day. We're going to have to deal with the pause on the Johnson & Johnson vaccine over the blood clot fears, as I told you earlier. But big picture, do you think it's a problem that Wolf Blitzer and others use these, whether it's sports analogies or whatever the case may be? On one hand, there really is no analogy to something with a defined duration because the duration is whatever we make it. New Zealand just stopped this. You could say they walked off the field after the first inning and said, we don't have to play the rest of the game because there's almost nothing left to do. They controlled it so well. I don't know. I don't know if maybe the sports analogies or the fight analogies that are sometimes used, maybe it makes it more relatable. Maybe it just makes it more confusing to people. Let me know what you think.